Hi everybody, this is a quick step-by-step guide on how to start creating your very own custom Animal Crossing villager. There will also be a link to a Reddit thread I created, which is almost exactly the same as this video, it's just in text format for easier viewing if you prefer. This is very impromptu, so just sort of bear with me here as I quickly take you through all the steps, and you'll be good to go. So first things first, some prerequisites. You need a 2DS or 3DS with the firmware 11.2.0, an SD card, bigger than 8 gigs preferred, but I'm not sure how well small ones would work, but so bigger the better. A copy of Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. Now, that has to be Welcome Amiibo, I'll explain a little bit later, but just the Welcome Amiibo version. Basic computer skills, and some type of image editor like Photoshop, and my mod pack, which is linked down in the description. The first step is to have a modded 3DS with custom firmware, or at least 11.2.0. So if you have a 3DS or 2DS with the firmware 11.2.0, you could go ahead and head over to 3ds.guide and go ahead and just do it to hack your 3DS fully. There is a way to not hack it completely, and as long as you have 11.2, you could just use a certain program called ACHacks to load homebrew, but this step by step won't go over that. It'll go over the custom firmware hacked 2DSs. So keep that in mind as you continue. Just head over to 3ds.guide. Very simple as long as you understand how to read and follow instructions correctly, and it's amazing. Just go ahead and do it. The second step is to have a physical or digital copy of Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. Now please note that this is the Welcome Amiibo version, not an original copy of the game with the update installed. These are like pre-installed copies of the game. Now before there was only the physical versions, but recently Nintendo's released a Welcome Amiibo digital version where it works just as well, so just obtain either or copy, but these are the only ones that will work. It's just a matter of preference, which way you go. As you can see, I have both, so just go ahead and do that, and then you're good to go for the next steps. These next steps are required, but they also provide you a way to make sure that they will work correctly, so I don't want you to create your own custom villager and it turns out that it doesn't work at all, so I go ahead and follow these next steps just to ensure that everything works just as intended. So step 3 will be to download my mod pack and to add certain files to the root of your SD card. Now I'll have the link again for the mod pack in the description, and you're going to go ahead and extract that in your desktop or documents or wherever you want to put it, and find the root folder inside the mod pack zip, and go ahead and copy the contents of the root folder into the root of your SD card. So again, it's the contents of the root folder into the root of your SD card. Just copy it, drag it, and copy it in there. So step number 4 is to install the CIAs needed for this. By doing that, you would go ahead and launch FBI, navigate to SD, then to CIA, then navigate to current directory, or select current directory, and then select install and delete all CIAs. This will install 2 apps to your home menu, which will be the NTR, which is the most important one, and the JK Save Manager, which is not super important but will be in the next step, which is recommended. So step number 5 is to start a new file or backup and import your original Animal Crossing town or village or whatever using the JK Save Manager. So with the new cartridges, most likely you have a new game, but like I said before, you can go ahead and transfer save data from your original town if you want, but it's not completely necessary. I recommend you always use the save manager to back up your saves, just in case, just a precaution. Every single time you mess with something, you don't want it to crash and just have your whole town gone, so just keep backing it up, keep it at safe locations, learn the ins and outs of the app, and it's very simple, but if you want, shoot me a comment if you have any questions. Please note, however, that I have found that with the digital copy of Animal Crossing Welcome Amiibo, the home menu app, it just doesn't work for me. I can't tell if I'm pushing the wrong buttons or what, but it doesn't work. So in this case, I also added a homebrew app, the JK Save Manager homebrew app. So just load up homebrew and launch it through homebrew, and make sure to select Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. on the actual app, and you should be good for that. Step 6 is to load NTR and change a single option in it. So you go ahead and run the NTR app, and once it completes its little cycle of black screen, it'll go send you back to the home menu. Go ahead and press X and Y to activate NTR, and you'll see the little menu at the bottom of the screen. You want to navigate to Set Hotkey and change it to L plus Start. When I play Animal Crossing, I spam buttons sometimes just to get through text boxes, and activating the NTR menu will cause some issues with Animal Crossing. So changing to L plus Start has a less likely chance for you to actually activate the NTR menu, and there's no way to deactivate the menu itself, so this is the best way. Again, NTR is the only app you really need to see your hacks in game. Please remember that you must always run NTR before playing Animal Crossing. Every time you turn off your 3DS or 2DS, it deactivates NTR, so every time you turn it back on and you want to play and see your hacks, you always have to make sure to run it. Don't forget, because if you show up to your town and you don't see a texture hack, it's not because you did anything wrong or something happened, it's just you didn't launch NTR. Step 7 is going to be about OnionFS, an amazing plugin, and you making sure that everything works as intended. So because you added everything from the root folder of my mod pack into your root folder, you should have my very own custom villager inside the OnionFS plugin stuff. His name is Test Doge, and you're going to go ahead and make sure that he's in the game. Test Doge replaces the character Benjamin, which is a cute little dog, and there are 3 ways to go about this. He also only took about 30 minutes to make, please don't judge me. The first way to add Benjamin to your game to make sure Test Doge works correctly is to use the JK Save Manager to export your save file. Find the save file in these folders, which you'll see on screen. Those numbers up there, it'll be different from yours, whatever you saved it as. And you're going to go to this website, I have a link in the description, and it'll be an Animal Crossing Save Manager. From there, it's very simple, just to add Benjamin into your town, and you're going to go ahead and save the changes, and make sure you put it back into your SD card, replace the old one, and everything should be good to go. You'll go into your town, and Benjamin should be there, or hopefully, Test Doge should be there. So that's option 1. Option 2 is to have a Benjamin amiibo card and scan him using the Welcome Amiibo Update feature of Wisp. You don't have to move him in, just make sure that when you load him up, that Wisp, he actually looks like the Doge, the Test Doge, and you should be good. Or like the last option, which is just to have him already moved in your town, like a normal villager or something like that. Odds are you just have to do one of the first 2 options. Once you verify that Test Doge is working in your world by making sure his name is Test Doge and the texture is changed, you can actually officially start creating your very own custom villager. If you want to delete him, you could go ahead and go into your SD card, go to OnionFS and a long number, and then in the ROMs folder, you can go delete everything in there if you don't want, Benjamin to be Test Doge and ugly Doge. But yeah, this is where the hard part actually really begins. So there's a Tumblr user named MayorFuu who has a fantastic guide on how to edit textures, and it works perfectly amazing with this. In the mod pack, I included all the necessary files for you to start actually editing villagers, their names, items, clothings, anything that you would want. It's inside the ROMs folder in the root of the mod pack, not the root folder and then ROMs or whatever. It's an actual root. You'll see on screen. You also have these 2 programs named Ohana and Ohana Rebirth, which are explained in MayorFuu's guide, so just go ahead and check her out. I'll provide another link in the description, a lot of links in the description. I also recommend backing up the models I provide just in case you don't want to edit one and then want to go back to it and then not have a reference to go back to. And all you really need after that is a program like Photoshop or GIMP or one of those. If you need a certain model that I don't provide, you can go ahead and make a Reddit account and PM me, because I won't be checking YouTube a lot, but just you'll see my post on a link for Reddit. So the final step is to know where exactly to put your new hacked files into your SD card in order for OnionFS and NTR to load it up correctly. So this is an example. Um, let's say you changed a model of a dog or something, right? And to change that model, you had to navigate to the ROMP folder, and then to the NPC folder, then the normal folder, then the model folder, and that's where all the stuff is at. All the models are at. So that's where the file you edited was at. So when you input it into the SD card, there's only 2 extra files you have to go into. You have to make sure to go to the OnionFS file, a bunch of numbers file. It's like 00040098, something like that. And then you'll see the ROMPs folder in there. And then from there, you have to make sure. So if the original one was an NPC normal model, and then the model itself, then this one would be OnionFS numbers ROMPs, and then NPC normal model. This might be a little bit confusing, but you go ahead and test or check my test doge files as a reference. Again, if you need more help, just send me a comment, and that's it. I mean, that's all of it. Once the files are in, boot NTR, run Animal Crossing Welcome Amiibo, and see your creation. Don't forget to check out the subreddit r/Animal Crossing or ACHacks for more hacks and stuff like that. I'll go ahead and post a full text version of this video, which will be more coherent, in the description, along with everything else in the description. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and it's 5 a.m. and I need some sleep.